We're live. Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'll let some people start propagating. I will be answering questions pertaining to the subject of Sasquatch. I will introduce myself in a second. I am going live on YouTube and TikTok simultaneously. And my name is, well, there's TikTok. TikTok takes a little bit longer to come in. Am I live on TikTok? I don't even know what's going on here. Let me touch a screen. It's fun to figure this stuff out. In the course of doing work. Well, there's somebody. Hello, Elizabeth. Thank you for tuning in. In the course of learning and doing work with Sasquatch, I've had, oh, looks like TikTok is popping too. I've had to learn about post production. I've had to learn about directing. I've had to learn about internet, websites, social media stuff. I actually, you know what? I actually really don't much enjoy that stuff. That's, I think, uh, something that's special about me. More so, oops, let me see if I can move this a little more like that. So it can be a little more on par like that. Something that was unique about a person like myself is I was able to overcome. So I don't like being in the public. I like to keep to myself. I don't think I'm so much an introvert. I don't mind. I've learned to talk and do public speaking and stuff like that. I'd prefer not to if I had the choice, but I can. And I think the problem with a lot of these excellent wilderness outdoor people that are very quiet, people that enjoy keeping to themselves, it kind of goes hand in hand with nature. I think when you're like that, and they don't want to go public, and they don't want to do all this stuff, social media and stuff. But I actually, and I'm not complaining about it. Honestly, I've learned to appreciate it. I think it's so cool. This show is going to be broadcast all over the world. We have people that'll tune in from Australia and England and all sorts of other places into South America. As soon as we get out of Canada and the United States, it's an international show. I know Canada and US, it's we're not. I don't consider that really international because we're. See, I got Oklahoma on here. Hello, Patrick, on YouTube, and yeah. So since we're all into it now, we're minutes into the show. Good day, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Todd Standing, and I am the man who takes people out into the field and has them either live interact with or eyewitness Sasquatch. That's my job. That's what I do. I'm a full-time Sasquatch researcher. That's all I do. Everything I do is for Sasquatch. My job is a Sasquatch researcher. I don't know that there are too many people that can ever really say that. There have been people that had TV shows, but they do TV show. They're TV show hosts. You know the shows I'm talking about. And you know what's kind of not cool? There's a lot of these TV shows that went out there. I don't want to name any names. Big Bigfoot TV shows. They don't do much for Bigfoot. In fact, I'll tell you behind the scenes, a lot of these guys have gotten to host little Bigfoot segments, and they've done more harm than good. Literally, 100% more harm than good. These lazy, you know, I'm going to bite my tongue a little bit. People, they show up late, they leave early, and they do a horrible job. And it just, to me, these jobs, like if you get a chance to go someplace cool, like Alaska was a spot that, one of these guys went up to. Again, he showed up late, left early, didn't really care. Was it, if I would have been given that position, or when I'm given those opportunities, I show up early if I can, and I want to do more. I want to learn more. I want to get more involved, and then I'll stay later if I can. An example is I'm going to. It looks like so. There's a show on Gaia. I'll announce this right now. There's some show hosted by George Nuri on Gaia, and I'm gonna be on that show like all the way into March, late March. I'm gonna be on that show, so I'm negotiating that. I've done the final negotiations on it. So, and I'm hoping to meet some other people from Gaia. Oh God, Joe Joe Desenza. I'm hoping to meet him too, and a couple other people from the Gaia network. They have some offers they're going to make me too. So years and years ago, they wanted me to do a Bigfoot channel, and they weren't ready though. The network is small, and now they're not small. They're big. I'm sure you've heard of Gaia, and they do paranormal stuff. And yeah, they want some Bigfoot stuff. So we'll go have a talk with them. It looks like they got a very nice offer for me, and there could be a full Bigfoot channel, um, you know, kind of directed by yours truly. So we'll see how that goes. I'm very interested. I'm very interested. Joe Dispenza is someone I've been really, I highly recommend him. So I talk about Jose Silva or Jose Silva. I'm reading his book, and I reread it. And but Joe Dispenza has been teaching me some stuff too. He's very spiritual. Talks about the pineal gland, and how there's just lots of research that he has that I study, and it really helps me out a lot. And I would highly recommend him. Even just on YouTube, there's lots of free videos you can watch on him. He seems to be a very authentic, cool guy. And what I've been learning from him, and this is all part of the discovery process, guys. This is 100% part of the discovery process. If you can't, if you can't spiritually awaken, if you can't rise up, then you're not going to have much success with Sasquatch. So people might have a little bit of complaining about to do that, but it's the reason I didn't get good success last year is I had something else missing. Just I'm talking, so 2024, I was missing a big thing, and Sasquatch identified that in me and said, "Look, you're missing this. I don't really want to talk about it because it's very personal. I will talk about it eventually." Like the year before, I talked about. So in 2023, what Sasquatch wanted to teach me was I was the one that's going to be a major part of the of introducing society to Sasquatch. So I'm going to be a major part of that, and I've accepted that. It's something that I don't want to be the one. There's got to be another plan. There is no other plan. There's no plan B, and I'm not afraid to talk about this stuff anymore. I've been openly discussing it, so I will be an enormous catalyst, and that's my job. That's what I do is introduce humanity to Sasquatch, and vice versa, introduce Sasquatch to humanity. I'm sort of bridging that gap. So that's my job. I'm the one that they've chosen for that, and I'm going to do that. And I'm going to get all sorts of heat and crap for it. I had to come to terms with that, and they showed me stuff like they really smashed me with teaching me lessons that I just have to accept it. So I accept that. It doesn't matter what people think and people scoff at me, or even it's a lot of people will approve and think that's wonderful, and that's all good. And I didn't talk about it for a while. Now I'm talking about it. And next year, once I achieve this goal, and it is working, it's all coming together. I had to have big goals, guys. So um, I need to help. So even I'm going to talk about it. What the hell? So Sasquatch want me to be a bigger deal. Want me to do more, reach more. They don't understand uh, human paradigms. They just see that there's a hole there, and I recognize it. So I'm not able to do certain things that I want to do because I'm monetarily confined. And they said, well, just attract all that. Like it's a hole in you, go attract it, go get it going on. So that's what I'm doing is I want to be able to just travel when there's a Sasquatch sighting. I want to be able to do things more, to have more tools, and the way to do that is through abundance. And that's why I started that Patreon page for 1,000 followers. Once we get that 1,000 followers on board, which is coming along nicely. It's just going to take time. I didn't think it was going to happen overnight. I wouldn't mind it happening overnight, but that's the goal: 1,000 followers, and major changes will happen. You're going to see somebody. So again, other people that have had TV shows that made lots of money, maybe millions of dollars, didn't give it back to Sasquatch on any level. You're going to see me. I mean, this is my job. This is really what I do, and I love it. I'm going to give it back to Sasquatch. Like you're going to see real things happening right away. So I should have about, I'm approaching 100 followers. So that's 1/10 of the way. I should be able to exceed that in the next month because I'm going through my email list and I have other options that I'm going to go after. So I'd like to get to 200 followers on the Patreon, and that'll really start making things flow and move forward really magnificently. New equipment for the research area, new research areas that are going to open up, and just expansion, growth, and because there are lots of the troop of Sasquatch that I study in radium. They're one of many troops that are out there trying to communicate with people, and they want me to go out there and start facilitating this, teach this, discovering Bigfoot centers all over the place. So that's what we're gonna do. But I can't just do that with I can't just go la la la. It works out. I have to attract the proper abundance into it, and maybe this Gaia thing will be a huge up leveling thing. And I don't know, radio shows. Maybe Joe Dispenza comes out, or I get in contact with all these people that are talking about me all the time. So I want you all to be excited though. This is a very exciting time, and for Sasquatch to even recognize that in me, to see that paradigm within me going. They look at it and go, look, you're not getting this. See that hole? Like when a Sasquatch wants something, they manifest it, they attract it. They know these things. They're highly telepathic, highly spiritual beings. And I absolutely know it. And I teach this every year. There's always out there, and respect to the skeptics going, oh, Todd, you're just talking crap. No, No, no. For years and years and years, I've been proving this to dozens and dozens of skeptics. I have two skeptics coming out this year. I'm very grateful for it. And I'm just going to blow them away. Like literally, out of the 50 people, over 50 people I've taken out on expedition into the backcountry wilderness, I'd say at least a dozen of them were skeptical about me saying the spiritual blah blah blah, and they all come back. There's not one. Well, there used to be people that once in a while I wouldn't convince. That was in the first year I did expeditions, and maybe the second, and now I don't. I convince everybody. I'm very skilled at what I do, and there's a lot of just there's a lot of mixtures and a lot of combinations that I put into the work that I do to make sure that it goes in the right direction. I'm picking the right people. I'm working with great men and women. I can't work with many new people now because remember I can only do 30 people a year for expeditions, and I have hundreds that want to come out, probably thousands actually. And of that 30, I'm taking like 20 that are from before, and I have 50 that want to come. So it's expansion is necessary, and I feel bad that some people can't come out, and I miss them, and it sucks. But I need to expand, and the Sasquatch saw all that stuff. Is my point. So let's do some questions here. Always got good questions here on YouTube. Hello from Texas. Hello from Kentucky. So all over the U.S. Hello Zach. Hi Todd. Can you talk about the night when you were surrounded by Sasquatch and were yelling at them and waving the flare around? So yeah, that was in Survivor Man. I don't like talking about that night, and I certainly don't like watching the footage. Oh man, you know what? This is something people don't know. I watched that freaking footage one time just to put it together and explain it, and did a voiceover, and I mean just that one. I just wrote it out, then I did a little bit of voiceover and did a video about it. I can't watch it because it's freaking horrible. Because what people don't know is I was suffering from exposure. That was like day, don't quote me on this, but like day 9 of a 7-day expedition where I just got my ass handed to me. Like I'd been through a snowstorm. I was freaking hypothermic. I was starving. I was unable to generate heat. You don't know how scary that is. You can't, like, it's not just being hypothermic. It's when you're starving. Because I didn't have any more food. I eat the food that I have. And the reason I even stop eating and I fast for days is because when you stop eating, you stop going out the back end. And when you stop going out the back end, you leave no scent and no trace. So it's something I essentially had to do. And it's very hard for me because I don't have much body fat. I'm a pretty lean guy. So I'm hypothermic. I haven't slept. That will mess you up. I hope you can understand. I was sleeping like the Sasquatch were tormenting me. I was sleeping maybe 2 hours a night for probably 5 days in a row. I only had 2 hours or less a night. So exhausted, mentally burned, right? Terrified by the Sasquatch charging around at me, starving to death, and unable to generate heat. Imagine you're hiking along, you're moving, your body's stiff and it's hurting, it's aching, you can feel like there's almost no energy in it, and you're literally not generating heat. You just stay cold. That's terrifying. I don't know if you've ever kind of felt like I'm breathing heavy, my muscles are aching and hurting and everything, and I'm not generating heat. I actually gave up on generating heat. I couldn't. I wasn't starting fires, but if I would have been around a fire, I wouldn't have. I'd had burned myself before I generate any heat back into my body. Well, you can't. You can't externally heat yourself when you have nothing inside of your body. So I was just brutalizing myself, and then that flare incident happened. And what the other thing I'll tell you too that was really scary about it is they were trying to push me back into the wilderness, right? They always push me out, get out, get out, get out. This time they were trying to push me back in. The reason for that is they wanted me to do the spiritual animal ritual, which I did. It just took them a lot to get me up there. I don't really want to go past that right now. But so just talking about the flares and all that was going on, yeah, and even to be honest too, a little bit of what I was doing was I was when a bear comes around, I get really like like you get a heightened sense of fraudulent emotion is what some people do, and that's kind of that's what I was doing. I wasn't. I was actually at a point too where I didn't really care if I died. You just stop caring. It's like whatever if I die. I mean, your body's in so much pain. You're mentally so abused. You're in so much exposure. It's kicking your ass. You're not thinking straight. I just be like, if I die, it's all good. I don't really. I'm happy. Just let me go. I'm tired of suffering and having this pain that I'm in these moments. So that was kind of the mentality. So I really had to act a little bit to get out of here. Come Lucky! And I did want them to leave. Because that was the way I was going to be going, is exiting. And I showed people that on expedition. I showed them the rock that I stood by, or that I was sleeping by, and the Sasquatch that stood up over the rock and looked down at me and woke me up. What really sucks, the worst, is that camera. I mean, that was good technology. It was excellent prosumer camera back in those days. Low light capabilities were garbage. They were freaking. There were Sasquatch all over. I could see them. Like, wow, could I ever see them? And when I saw on the camera after, man, that thing wasn't picking up nothing. Even honestly, like only where the light from the flare was bright was all that it picked up. Because the flare, guys, I'll tell you, the light from the flare goes. If you've ever been at the bush, if someone lights a flare, like 200 yards away from you, you're gonna see the light. My freaking camera wouldn't pick up anything out of bright areas. It was just, it's just what it is. It's all that we had at the time, and we just have to suck it up. The low light was so bad. Even I'll get into this, guys. Let's talk about this. The low light was so bad that I brought a camera that I bought for my stepson that was allegedly pretty good in low light, and I didn't have time to test it. So I was using it once in a while, and it was not. I mean, it was 10% better, and you need 300% better to be able to see anything. So it didn't work out, but I tried. And yeah, so that was that. Tough question. Good question, Zach. Hello, James. Thanks for tuning in, my friend. Nice to have you. Hello, Fabian, Johnny. What's up? Geez, the mic. Oops, what's it say? The mic on the other side of the room. Is there a mic? No, the mic is. Maybe I get closer. Oh, can you guys not hear me very well? That would suck. Okay, let's see what I got going on TikTok. Any questions? People are joining and joining and joining and joining and joining. And I can see no questions. Hundreds of people join. Add live goal. Oh my goodness. Need some questions on TikTok, guys. Oh, did I pass one? No. Okay. Stephen Bennett said, I heard Les Stroud is now doing expeditions. Oh, I don't know. I know he wants to do that documentary about Bigfoot. And that's good. I don't think I don't have, I know about what, Les is around and he does his thing. I've been inviting him to come out with me many years. I don't really invite him so much anymore. If he wants to come out, he can. And you know what? It's a lot on me that Les isn't coming around. I'm getting the same results and people get sightings and stuff, but if I had video evidence, Les would come out. So that's one thing I can rely upon him for is Les and Jeff Meldrum. If I get an incredible new piece of footage, I'm going to call them immediately and get them to fly out and come investigate it. So I have them for that. I just need to get that really, really high next level. So that's what's great about Les is he'll always be there to support if I do something major and I require his assistance. So once the species is accepted by mainstream scientists, what do you think the next step will be? I'm not really worried about mainstream science, but once it's accepted as real, I mean, it's going to be so freaking. The first question everybody's going to want to ask is, how could they have been avoiding us? And the answer is they are telepathic. They can sense that you're coming. That truth is going to come out. And these are beings that are highly telepathic. Like it's part of their genome. They literally are born highly, highly telepathic. Some people are born that way. And then in the past, for sure, it's been really, discouraged, and people even that are highly telepathic human beings, they have hard lives because they can keep picking up senses. They want to try to stop being telepathic. They're doing the opposite thing that a Sasquatch would do, where Sasquatch are born more telepathic, and then they're encouraged to do that. That's a form of communication that they have, and it's going to be so life changing, guys. It's going to be world changing. Like we've never. It would be second only to aliens landing and meeting us. I think that might be a little bigger because Sasquatch are not aliens. They're not aliens. They're an indigenous species. They evolved here on this planet just like us, or if we did. So, yeah, good questions though. Tony, hello. Hello from Louisiana. Todd, I would like to get some information on how to plan to go on a Bigfoot hunt with you. Just go to the website, Bigfoot, discoveringbigfoot.org, and there's a page that talks about all my expeditions. Watch the video and you get all your information you need from there. I've been following you for years. Great job at being tenacious. Yeah, I'm never gonna stop. Like tenacious is a good word. Like I've just never. And that's what I love too, is you can't beat somebody who doesn't quit, and I can't lose because I will never quit. I have had success. I will continue to have success. I'll get more videos, more evidence, more DNA, all the stuff that needs to happen. I'm completely confident about that. And it is though. This is from T Love 63 on TikTok. It's hard sometimes because progress. You always want more. Like I've never finished any day with any success. Jeff Meldrum saw Sasquatch. Stroud had Sasquatch around. I film a Sasquatch, and I come back and I always want more. It's like, man, if I just got that, ooh, even like I look at the footage, and go, wow, this is awesome, but I didn't get that, or this didn't happen. Like it's there's always so much more I can tell you right now. Like with Jane, I wanted to go up there and film where Jane was. Couldn't do that. The Sasquatch were not allowing it. They were throwing rocks at me and boulders and stuff, so I couldn't get back up there to film the area. With Jake, I did the footage with Jake. I didn't want that footage. That's not what I was going for. He was in an area, and I was getting like the preemptive shots. That's not what I wanted. I wanted full body. I went right up on him. So, and I had him kind of what I thought was cornered, and there was other Sasquatch up there. And what ended up happening, so that was not the footage. So look at the Jake footage. Oh, it's so amazing. Yeah, it's great, but that's not what I was trying to get at all. Jane, yes, well, that's not what I was going after either. I got to be honest. I wanted more. I was very happy to have gotten that, and I was disappointed that I couldn't get a relative. I wanted to go put my head in that spot and stand in that spot and move around that spot so you can get an idea of how big she was, because she's big. Like at that time, as a young female, her head is at least double the size of mine, and Jake is more than that. His head is enormous. Like what was it like? So my head's 7 inches less than. He's like 16 inches across. So he's just enormous. And Jake wasn't fully grown either. Jake was only 8'6", and he's now 9'2" plus. So he still got a lot bigger. His track went from a solid 17 inches to 18 and a half, maybe 19. So he's big. He's really, really big. So yeah. Anyways, was that the question? Following a great job. But just talking about tenacious. Yeah, always wanting more. Always, always, always. There's a lot of times though, like I don't want to be. There are times too where, like after the Survivor Man episodes, after every one, I was so grateful the Sasquatch came around. You want more, but I also can't leave there going, oh man, like at the end of the year, it was 2013 was the first year Survivor Man came around and worked with them. And I remember leaving after the last bit of the episodes were filmed, and I got teary eyed because I was so like, man, you guys came out and met Les and interacted with him and did such great things. I didn't have to do that. They skunk me times. There are times when I go out there, I get nothing. And to see that they had just came out and they were so involved. Like the Survivor Man episodes are amazing, guys. Literally, that Les Stroud. You know what? You want to hear a complaint about Les Stroud? Is he underdoes any things. Like if he caught a 12-inch fish, he'd say it was 10, right? In the episode when there's a Sasquatch around making sounds, they won't turn up the volume because that's not the way it was. And I argue, well, God damn it, you're turning up the authentic volume, but just so people can hear it, because I can hear it better with my ear. But no, no, no. As the camera catches it, that's what they do. So they're honest to a fault. It's about all I can say about Les. Maybe in the negative. He's honest to a fault. Like he'll just tell the truth no matter what. There was more that had happened off camera and didn't happen on camera. I'm not gonna reenact it, Todd. I'm not gonna boom, boom, boom. It's just not gonna happen. Like the best thing that happened in one of the episodes was a track that we found on a rock that we heard that was rock knocking, and the camera in the morning just had some condensation on it. Didn't get good footage, so couldn't use it. Didn't use it, and it doesn't talk about it because it didn't happen if the audience can't see it. So it's I give him credit for that. That's why when Survivor Man says something, I just believe him. Like he came out, he'd seen orbs that had to do with Sasquatch, and as soon as he said that, I've never seen orbs before, but I believe him because the guy always tells the truth to a fault when it comes to all the stuff I've ever interacted with him with. Always, always, always. So, and he says, "Time to grow the beard back. 2025, year of the beard." Yes. So I would like to do that. Hi Todd, have you any involvement with the Survivor Man invest? No, not, and I don't think I will. He's going to do his own thing with that, and I wish him the best. It's all good. Hey Todd from LA. Once the species is accepted, we just did that. yeah, I answered that question. Let's see what's over here on TikTok. And give a scroll. Oh my God, I got hundreds of people that have joined, and I can't find a question. I had a question a minute ago. Todd Standing Grit Gallery. Oh my goodness, guys, you gotta ask questions on TikTok. My goodness, because I have tons of questions here. Kelly says, "Greetings, Todd. What's your opinion on the nature of the origins of the species Gigantopithecus?" It's because of Langchun, China. Professors, or no, what's happened at Langchun, China with the Gigantopithecus teeth, and professors at Beijing University that I've worked with know that the Yeti is the descendant of Gigantopithecus. They know it. They have all the evidence to substantiate that truth. I've seen a little bit of it. And then they had the DNA from Sasquatch that I was a little part of. Tested the DNA, and they literally said it's like black bears in Asia and black bears here in North America. They're just subspecies of one another. A distant subspecies, but clearly subspecies of one another. So, yes. And Andy puts this up. So, I am a full time Sasquatch researcher. Now is the time more than ever. You want your own Discovering Bigfoot television show. You want research to go to the next level, and I will do things I've never done before. We are exploding. Like, I have a list on my Patreon. If you go to my Patreon page, 3 things that are just going to help this discovery process blow right through the roof. Make a donation. You can do $5 a month. If things are tight, you can share my videos, tell people about me. I appreciate that. Send me an email at discoveringbigfoot at gmail.com, and I'll send you a free photograph, and you can share that with people. I just want to get this word out. And if you can easily afford it, it's $15 a month. And I've been getting a lot of $50 a month donators. People that you guys who donate $50 a month are just awesome. Like, obviously you're passionate about it and never asked me for anything. Obviously I'm going to give you guys stuff. And the other thing too is you get things like this month it's Jane collection, next month it's Jay collection, next month it's Kubota and videos, and then I'm going to give away the documentary. There's so much stuff going on, guys. It's so exciting. So people make donations to gorillas, chimpanzees, dolphins. All this stuff is awesome. I really appreciate that. If you're passionate about the discovery of Sasquatch, this is all I do. Like, I am number 1 a dad, number 2 a Sasquatch researcher. That's my life. So if you saw how crazy passionate I am about being a dad to my 2 amazing, beautiful children, wow. They have amazing lives. They're super, super happy, amazing, well-adjusted, fantastic children. I just took my son snowboarding today. And to the people that I saw at Nakiska, hi, they're supposed to be watching the live show. That was cool. Man, I was looking at, the gondola that got, the cable that got broken. Oh my God. Being for the first time since hearing about that, this is the first time I haven't been on a gondola much. And I'm looking at the cables and what it would take to break that. Oh my God. To think a Sasquatch did that, that is just nothing short of awesome. In case you guys didn't see it, I talk about that in my videos from about a year ago. And just looking at it, like having to climb up there and then getting on the pedestal, then having to walk over the cable. Then when you cut it, that cable is going to whip around. Oh my God, not get killed. It's unreal. That's theoretically if a human being did it, and it happened twice. And then you got a Sasquatch there, and I believe the Sasquatch is responsible for that. And it's a lot. And I've done videos about it, so it's all good. Mina Boy's Body. I've been following Mike from Ontario Sasquatch. You like him? No, he's a fraud. He's busted. So he's been a fraud for years. I'm going to say it now. I didn't talk about him before, but he's busted. He made fake. Mike! It's fake. He's a fraud. He defrauded John Benernagel, a close friend of mine. That's why I just kept out of it. I didn't want to say anything. And then he's been busted. Like, the guy's a lying, deceitful cheat. He's a dishonest human being. He's been slagging on me for years. I've been avoiding the conversation. But I'll say it publicly right now. He was busted with a fake mask. It's fake. And when you do a fake mask, you've been making fake sounds, fake tracks, all that stuff. I caught him. I busted him doing fake tracks with John Benernagel. John showed me a little video they had. Like, John, those are fake tracks, and I proved it to him. So the guy was lying and deceiving John Benernagel. John stopped affiliating with him entirely after I showed him that those tracks were fake, and it was just poorly done. And the guy's a complete fraud and a liar. So I don't know what his problem is. He's been slagging on me for years, and I've just been keeping shh. But anyways, I got nothing to do with the guy. So I suggest you stay away from him. And or if you want to take his advice and go follow him, congratulations, you're following a fraud and a liar who's clearly done masks Like that, he did a fake. That was a known Bigfoot mask. And there's my Sasquatch. He did a whole video. Look, it's real Sasquatch. No, you're a liar, and you're busted. You need to go do something else. Is he still around? Even he should have quit. He's busted. It's like that other guy that did the Bigfoot hoax years and years ago. I forgot his name, but he kept coming back, and then he made a Hank thing. So this guy was a fraud, caught, busted, lying. It was a rubber costume. It wasn't it the Georgia Bigfoot or something. Anyways, complete frauds, complete liars. They're busted. And then when they were busted, they're like, well, we shouldn't be. One of the guys was a police officer, got fired. And we shouldn't be fired. Bigfoot, you have to be an idiot to believe in Bigfoot. No moron with common sense would believe in Bigfoot. He said stuff like that. And then he went back into the Bigfoot industry. And he got traction again. I was like, what? Like, cheat on me once, shame on you. Cheat on me twice, shame on me. I had nothing. The guy is crap. Even he urinated and set one of Jeff Meldrum's books on fire. What happened was I was working with Jeff Meldrum, and it got back a lie that I was working with this guy. And of course I wasn't. He was saying good things about me, and whatever. The guy's a liar. I just stay away from him. And very dishonest and bad person. So, but anyways, Jeff called me and said, "Are you working with that guy?" Like, because we were doing shows together and lots of collaboration. I went, "No, no, no." He goes, "Are you sure? You have nothing to do with that guy." I go, "No." He goes, "Good, because I would not touch anybody with a 10-foot pole that had to do with that jerk." And then he sent me a video of the guy urinating on and setting one of Jeff Meldrum's books on fire. Wow, is that disrespectful? Like, despicably disrespectful, because no one, not too many people dislike Jeff Meldrum because he's not doing anything controversial. He's never filmed a Sasquatch, and he never will. Just the way it is. I know Jeff. He saw a Sasquatch with me. He'll likely never see a Sasquatch again unless he comes out with me again. That's the reality. And if you don't like it, I don't know what to tell you. That's true. I'm just being honest with you. And but he's done nothing but, like, we are so lucky to have that man in his field. What he has done to move forward uh, with the discovery process is nothing short of awesome, like absolutely awesome. So it's because of Jeff that I've been able to have tremendous success. And in a few years' time, something's going to come out that I'm doing right now based on what Jeff Meldrum did with the tracks. He opened a doorway because he's had the tracks scientifically accepted, if you don't know that. So in the book of zoology, in the whatever they call it, the zoological index, the tracks of Sasquatch are in there because they are accepted as real, just not the rest of the body. Anyway, I have nothing but admiration and respect for that man. As as a Sasquatch researcher, whatever you want to call it, I don't know, like the people don't like these words; they get all weird about terminology and stuff. But for what he's done for the field of the research for Sasquatch is there's such a debt of gratitude that we owe that man. It's awesome. It's absolutely awesome. So, Mitch Long on TikTok says, "You're one of the few I truly believe what they say." Well, thanks, Mitch. Appreciate that, my friend. It's nice to see somebody chatting there. Join live, join live. All these weird things happen on TikTok. I like the way YouTube is just. I'm very excited for you. Thank you, Elizabeth. It's such an exciting time, guys. So exciting. Hey, Todd from LA. Oh, we did that already. Wait, hold on, hold on. Whoa. Hey, Todd from LA. What are your thoughts on Expedition Bigfoot show? I don't want to talk about that show. There it is. Andy Mike is fake hoaxer, Sasquatch Ontario. Yeah, so it's really out there about him. So I'm with you, dude. I believe seeing more and this come out light working, doing your thing. Thank you, Zach. World Creations. Peace to you, my friend. Peace back to you. Heartfelt peace. I have 50 that I don't know what that means. I have 50 that want to come. You have 50 people that want to come? Ooh, that's not going to happen. I just stumbled onto this live stream, but I want to go camping, potentially encounter Bigfoot. Well, yeah, watch my movie, Discovering Bigfoot. You can learn a lot from that. Watch the Survivor Man Bigfoot episodes with me in them. The other ones just weren't great. But there's 4 episodes with Todd standing in them, and they're on YouTube now, and I think I love them. I would like my grandchildren, my great grandchildren, to look at those. That's how proud I am of what I did with Survivor Man. Literally, I'm that proud of it. So my movie's great, the Survivor Man. With my movie, Discovering Bigfoot, and with the 4 episodes of Survivor Man Bigfoot, that is just something I want my great grandchildren to go look at. Great grandpa Todd standing, and all the stuff that he did. Because I know the discoveries, it's a de facto discovery. The Sasquatch is real, and it's gonna happen. We're gonna figure it out, and that's it. So true. Here are true. He is a full time. This is Kendall C. He's a full time researcher, but let's face reality. Some of his material is questionable. No disrespect. Well, and that's why I say sure. Don't take my word for it. Come out with me, and I'll show you a Sasquatch, and that's what I do. So once you come out with me, and you see what I do. It's all everything I do with Survivor Man in my documentary. You understand that my documentary, people don't do this. Since I made it, I produced it, I directed it, I edited it, for God's sake. I added the music to it. So at that level, I showed the documentary to Jeff Meldrum and John Benedict before I released it, and I got their approval. People don't do that. Film people don't do that. You Once you sign a waiver, have a nice day. I'm going to do with it however I see fit. They literally approved it, both of them. So, and that's saying so much. So, what I do is legit. The way it comes out is legit. It's real. I don't fabricate things. I don't overblow things. I get excited, but you can be and you know what, Kendall, what I've discovered, and no disrespect to you, people that find it questionable, that questionability comes from inside you. That's your paradigm, not mine. My teachers taught me that, and the Patterson footage taught me that. There are people who look at the Patterson footage and go, that's real. Amazing. You know why? Because they can see the truth when it's exposed to them. People that have all this deception and deceit inside and can't see the truth. I'm saying this because I was one of them. I didn't think the Patterson footage was real. That expresses and it reflects out into their world. And I don't know if you understand this or not, but really amazing people that are flowing and spiritually connected and very deep and have great energy, they can see truth when it's exposed to them, but they know truth when they see it. And I've seen that so many times. Larry and Analia from Nia Bay, maybe Brian's on here today. Larry's mother saw one of my Sasquatch, I think it was Jane, and so Larry, I don't know where I was in my relationship with Larry, if he was, how much he was working with me at that time. We're like colleagues now. We're bros. Like we're like family. I just love that man. I love Nia Bay. But what really shifted him was when his mother, who is a macaw elder, looked at that Jane footage and go, "That's a Sasquatch. That's a Sasquatch. I've seen them. That's a Sasquatch. Where'd you get this from?" And that's when Larry immediately knew that I was legit and has been working with me and in cooperation with me and a colleague of mine from that very moment. He was questionable because he had that paradigm within himself, but his mother didn't. He trusted her, and he flowed to it. So, and even I think there's a lot you can pick up from just looking at me and listening to me. I have those NVC guys, those nonverbal communication people, and I've been analyzing all that way. Telling the truth. Like, I'm just honest, and I have no paradigms about it. So I literally am at the point of wisdom where people that just can't see my truth when I give it to them, you have my sympathy. And you know what the other thing is? Sasquatch don't want those people either. If you can't feel into the truth, if you are exposed to something beautiful and truthful, and you can't see it, that's in you. And the Sasquatch don't want you. Larry and Analia, it was Analia that taught me that, Larry's wife. She said they don't, the Sasquatch don't want people that are doubters. They don't want the non-believers because they're not clear, because they have paradigms inside of them. And the Sasquatch doesn't want that. They want people that flow. So, and I've kind of gotten over that because a lot of people now that, the skeptics, I like it. They're skeptical, but I don't think they really are. They believe me. They know I'm telling the truth. They just want more information, and I take them and give them that. And that's great. But the people that are like, just, no, nah, there can't be Sasquatch. It's not possible. Blah, 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 blah. I don't want anything to do with those people. So they have my sympathy. And it's a truth that comes out of them in their own, like, if you listen to people, they'll tell you all about themselves, and that's a truth that comes out of them. This skepticism about Sasquatch specifically shows a very closed mind, and I just stay away from it. It's not my job to bring those people on board. It's the people that believe Bigfoot is real or very probably real. That's in the actual statistical study that was done in North America, or in the world. I can't remember the company, but they did so people in the United States, about 30% of people in the US believe Bigfoot is real or very probably real. That is huge. That's absolutely enormous. And the people that believe it's very probably real, welcome. The people that there's no chance of it, this is all garbage, Todd, you're a liar, just go somewhere else. Go get it back into your world. I'm not here for you. I'm not here to help you. I'm not here to take you on this journey. I don't really convince people. I just show them a way. I go, well, look at this and look at that and look at that. And then they come on board. And if they can't, then, you have my sympathy because this is very important. So, hi, Todd. Question. Do you think the Bigfoot have a bunch of different species? No. They've learned to work together. I noticed they look quite different. No, there's just one species of Sasquatch. Just one. So I don't do the multiple species thing at all. Just one. I know there's differences in them, but uh, we people look different, especially male and female. Especially male and female, right? I mean, if you were to see me next to just a woman, just a general woman. So I'm a man. I'm 6'3", 210 pounds. Put a woman beside me, kind of an average woman. Let's say she's 5'8". She's much smaller, much shorter than me, and she's gonna have different hair, softer facial features. Maybe no facial hair. Obviously, hopefully, no facial hair. A softer voice. She moves differently, and that's a big disparity. You see, if like when I saw Jane and I see Jake, they're very different. They move different. They track different. So they act differently. So Dan Stanko, is it Stanko? Yeah. Do they kill a moose? Sure, absolutely. I'm sure they would love that. I have no evidence of that at all. Never have I seen definitive evidence. I've seen evidence of them killing elk and deer, bighorn sheep, no mountain goats. I don't see mountain goats very often though, and I'm not around them a lot. I don't see mountain goat bones ever. I've never seen mountain goat bones ever, ever, ever. I've seen their scat a lot, but not their bones, their tracks. So, but yeah, I just assume yes because moose are delicious, right? So on TikTok, this is from Mitchell Long. I would, I would something. I would like to. I think you mean it says I would to see one. I would like to see one. They're in Tennessee, aren't they? I've heard they're in Tennessee. I've never been there. I suspect they'll be in Tennessee. I've got a lot of cool people saying amazing things. But see, that's part of make the donation. Because if I can go there, I mean, I've been in New York. They're in the Adirondacks. Yes, it's in my documentary. Florida, I haven't seen any evidence of them in Florida, but I'm very convinced based on the interviews that people I believe, multiple interviews, have convinced me. Like, and you gotta understand too, guys. Like, if I was a police officer, okay, and a murder happened, and the guy, there's no fingerprints, the guy threw the gun in the river, there's no physical evidence, but if I have 5 witnesses that are very believable, and they all saw it, and he murdered him, and if there's no body, and you still have 5 witnesses, and you don't have any kind of evidence, you're going to convict the guy. Like eyewitness testimony matters. I interviewed people about the skunk ape. Was at least 5. Man, they just had seen it, and just what they were telling me. Wilderness experts, outdoorsy people in the. I was in the Glades, the Florida Everglades. I was supposed to meet with that guy, but the guy wouldn't. There's a guy down there who's very famous, the skunk ape guy. Well, back there, that was a long time, like 10 years ago. I was doing that, but the guy would meet with me. It's probably because he was full of crap. I got that feeling. I never got to meet with him, and maybe I shouldn't say that because I don't know for sure. But I just had a feeling that he was ducking me and making excuses not to meet with me because I was going to expose him. So, Andy says, Kendall, see everyone who posts photos and videos are questionable, even the Patterson. Yeah, that's a good point, Andy. Thank you. Yeah. It's also, I don't know, maybe it's a little irresponsible to jump into something with wide open arms. So I think that would be irresponsible now that I think about it. So, like I have photos, but do I just have photos? I've shown people Sasquatch. Like, watch my videos. There's how many people that you see, I saw Sasquatch under Todd's guidance over and over and over again. Or, I live interact with Sasquatch, and with the tracks or the tree breaks or people that are just convinced, right? So with me, I've been doing this a long time. And this should count so much. I'll take anybody out and show them a Sasquatch. Like, just line them up. Like, who's next? Do you understand? Like, I literally sat down and took the best in the world out. This was back in about 2012-ish. I sat down and I said, okay, I got a budget. Who's the best in the world? Let's go. John Benernagel, Jeff Meldrum, and Les Stroud. Why don't I go do that again? Well, I would. Well, like, who's next? I don't want people from the wilderness kind of survival Bigfoot community, though. I'd like someone like Joe Rogan who's been talking about me. Do you understand? I would take him out in a New York Minute and show Joe Rogan, Mr. Beast, Tyler Oliveira. Like, you'd line him up. Donald Trump, I don't care. Like, I will take people out and show them a Sasquatch. Wildlife biologist PhDs, I've taken them out and I win. I'm looking at an old video I actually never put up of this man, and maybe I won't put it up. He's a wildlife biologist PhD who had seen a Sasquatch. He draws it, and this is what I saw. And then, we heard it growling and stuff, and the booming and the crashing. And like, the evidence I can present to you is freaking overwhelming of what I personally have been able to do in my research site. You've got to understand, there's never been a research site like that. Like, I literally had to sit down and go, wait a second. What I'm doing is completely unprecedented. I've literally got 29 human beings that have come out there and eyewitness a Sasquatch, right? I've literally taken out probably 100, including like the film crews and all the other stuff over the last decade that I've taken out to this area and had tremendous success with. This one show that I took out, oh man, they had this cranky woman who was just a bitch, like such a bitch. I'm just going to say it. I don't think bitch is a swear word. If it is a swear word, I apologize. This woman was an absolute pig, like a sow, like an awful human being. And she came out here and she had all these delusions about me. And I was like, nope, that's just not going to roll with me. Like, sorry, lady. And so she got pissed off at me and made a show. Shit, they actually filmed the Sasquatch and this twit debunked it. Like, I have nothing to do with this show anymore. And I kind of knew that was going to happen because she was such a total wanking, awful, terrible example of a human being. The show didn't want her anymore. The show was like, yeah, she's got to follow when we're dealing with her crap. Just an awful, awful human being. It happens once in a while. And they filmed a Sasquatch. They had a thermal of a Sasquatch, and the twit debunked it. They had sounds of a Sasquatch, all this evidence of a Sasquatch, and the absolute moron went and debunked it just because she had a vendetta against me. So it's a lot. Hey, Todd. Oh, yeah, we already asked me that question. Someone repeating the same question. Hey, Todd from South Carolina. We're not international. We have no England, no Australia, no Germany, no. Hello, Todd from South Carolina. Are there Sabe of less purity that can't mind speak? But I don't know. Like a lot of people that hear, yeah. I was speculating. So the person is asking me if are there Sasquatch that have the less ability to mind speak, less purity. I've never seen it, but sure. Yeah. I just don't know. I don't have any experience with it. I would assume maybe. I don't know. I have no idea. So yeah, I can't say, I can't answer that question. The answer is I don't know. Can you comment on Survivor Man's Bluff Creek video he put out where they had to stay out a night and then they couldn't get a fire lit? As soon as they ran out of time, the tree fell 50 feet away. Bluff Creek? I don't remember him being in Bluff Creek. Did he do Bluff Creek? I don't know. I can't comment on it. I don't know. If I did see it, I don't remember. What did you feel when you saw Bigfoot? Well, I've seen Bigfoot many, many times, and I always have different feelings. It's a lot. So I've had to change my reaction to seeing a Bigfoot. I used to get very excited and very overly excited, I guess I would say, and that's not appropriate. You can't do that when you see them because it makes for a bad encounter. How often do they have offspring? Would you theorize? Oh. It's totally theoretical, but just viable females are going to breed. This is what I will say. I think they're smart enough to know. So as primates, gorillas, human beings, chimpanzees, Sasquatch, orangutans, we're all in that same primate area. Apes, I guess. We don't have like every other animal lives in the wilderness. They just have a cycle where they breed and then they have offspring in the spring, and then the baby gets strong over the spring, summer, and fall and prepared for winter. Human beings don't have that. We can get pregnant any month. But I theorize, this is just a theory, the only theory I have about offspring, is I bet Sasquatch would time it properly. They'd be smart enough to know, let's conceive now, and then the baby will be born at the right time of year. You wouldn't want a child born. It'd be hard to have a baby born in, let's say, like December or February, where it's freaking cold, -20. That would be a nightmare. That'd be absolutely disastrous and awful. And I don't care how tough a Sasquatch is. Well, maybe they could do it in the thermals. I can't put anything past them. As soon as I said that, that'd be awful. Then I realized Sasquatch know where the thermals are. They know where deep thermal heat is. They could survive that. They're so awesome. They would find a way. So, but I would theorize. I don't know. They're so one thing I'll tell you, not theoretical, truthfully, as amazing as they are, they're usually like two levels above that. Like we think, oh, they're so strong, they're so strong. I can't believe how strong they are. I can't believe how physically fast they are. I can't believe how intellectually intelligent they are. The working intelligence I see them capable of is absolutely mind-boggling. Like what they are capable of, like working intelligence. If you learned about chimpanzees, working intelligence, chimpanzees are much more intelligent than we are in the moment. Like to memorize something and look away, they're brilliant. They're far, far ahead of people. Sasquatch are another level even above chimpanzees. And I've seen it, guys. I have evidence to substantiate that truth. I've seen it. I've heard people talk about it in their accountings of Sasquatch, just little things. It just, how are they doing that? It's not magic specifically. I mean, it's incredible intelligence. They can literally, like, just as an example, imagine I come out of a forest and there's 15 trees behind me. I look at you, and the Sasquatch backs off and moves around every tree perfectly. Moves around every tree. He's got it memorized. He memorizes the area as he comes in, and as he goes back, he takes his steps and he maneuvers around these trees. I'm talking, guys, like he maneuvers like within inches of these trees, and he stares right at me, never turned around. How is he doing that? My theory is because he's memorized the area. And in other ways too, I see them look at the ground and then look at you and walk for a significant distance and move through trees and graduate the terrain correctly through hills and bumps and everything. It's because they look, memorize it, and then look at you, and they can memorize it for 20 yards. Humans don't do that. Humans can't do that. I've never heard of a person that could do that. It's absolutely freaking amazing what the Sasquatch are capable of. That's one thing I'll tell you guys, inspires me. And the people that work with me is, man, we see them do these things and they are absolutely phenomenal. The stuff that the Sasquatch do. I get accountings of people getting success with them. After I've trained people, work with them, they start getting back to me about stuff that's going on in different places. And they go, is it possible they're this brilliant? And I go, yeah, they're just like, at the end of the day, from my perspective, most people that think Sasquatch can't exist and are doubting about it think, well, how can, after all this time with all the cameras and all our technology, how can they still be evading us? The only answer is they're so exceptional. They're so absolutely amazing, and that is the answer. From my perspective, they're more amazing and more exceptional than people could even think about giving them credit. Even I'm learning things. Every year I'm like, are they that good? Are they that exceptional? Are they that far ahead? Every freaking year with me, knowing how exceptional and how amazing they are, every year they school my ass more and more and more. It's like, wow, amazing, fantastic. They're an absolutely brilliant species. The discovery of Sasquatch is going to change the world so dramatically, guys. The ramifications, the reverberations into our society are going to be absolutely freaking enormous. Just based on one thing alone, and there's more than that, but based on telepathy, based on precognition, based on the quantum abilities, telekinesis, all these things, guys, they're real. I've seen it. Um, for those of you who are doubting me, like John Benedict would doubt me right now. Go, come on, Todd, it's too much. You're putting the cart before the horse. It's not, though, because I'm lying to you. I'm withholding information from you. If I don't tell you, I've seen evidence of telekinesis over and over and over. I've seen evidence of precognition over and over and over. And then I have quantum physicists that I'm working with going, oh, these are realities now. In fact, it seems like everything's coming together appropriately. It's like quantum physics is substantiating these truths, but we can't really mentally, spiritually rise up to that level consistently, and the Sasquatch do. So now that we can accept these realities, it's not magic, it's quantum. Quantum is a big deal, guys. And it's all going to come together. And humanity, I tell you guys, for those of you who, man, I've seen the streets of LA, I've seen the cities in the United States that are just like ghettos and horrible, some of the dark places that y'all are into. You have my sincere, heartfelt sympathy. Hang in there. There's a good future for us. That's why the number one reason I'm so passionate about this discovery is I see what it can do to change humanity for the better, and it can all come into play, guys. All the stuff, the quantum, the manifesting your reality. It's all these things, all these sciences are true, and we're just in our infancy. Sasquatch have been doing this for probably tens, hundreds of thousands of years, literally. So it's all coming together. Take care of yourselves, guys. Eat good, clean water. Drink good, clean water. Eat organic, good food. Take care of yourself. Do the best you can. Get some exercise. You know, uh, get toxic people out of your life. You know, meditate. These things are so important, guys. These are important for all of us. They're important for the discovery of Sasquatch, and I do it every day. I meditate 3 times a day, every single day now. I'm busting my butt doing that, putting it out there. It's magical, the stuff that you'll start to come into. Just simple meditation. It doesn't cost you anything. It'll give you back so much more. It'll help you spiritually grow. That's what meditation literally will do. Help you get everything under control, or just not even get under control so much, put you back in your frequency where you belong, and allow you to absolutely thrive on your quantum, on your frequency, and get going where you're designed and built to do, because we all have a design. We all have, the world is a big symphony, and we all have an instrument that we need to play. You need to go and do that, find that, whatever it is, and do it well. Be passionate about it. Love it. I am a full-time Sasquatch researcher, and I got this way. I manifested it. I love it. I'm extremely excited to do this, and it may not look like it, but I feel like a very young man still. I've got a long ways to go. I got decades and decades that I will be working towards this discovery. I will always do this for the rest of my days. I'm very, very excited. Get excited, because this discovery process is absolutely thriving and going so well. So thank you very much for your time. There'll be a Sasquatch Sunday video for sure this week, and I'm doing my live shows every Wednesday. I look forward to seeing you all. Lots of cool questions. So take care. Bye for now.